Hi, I'm Frank Rumbauskas from nevercoldcall.com, and I'm here today to explain the two types of communications that can exist in a selling process, because which type you're using will determine whether or not you get the sale under your terms. Those two types of communication are conflict and cooperation. Now let me explain what they are with examples. Let's take conflict as the first example. This is what 90% of salespeople are doing as a result of those old school, time-honored methods that the dictator sales managers are still forcing on people. Now let's say the salesperson is cold calling. They call a prospect. Well, the prospect is not anticipating the call. They're not expecting it. They usually don't want it. So right there we have conflict. Now, if that salesperson succeeds in getting an appointment, what happens next? Well, the prospect knows the salesperson is in need of a sale. That's why they're cold calling. It's a very different dynamic than when people are calling you. When you're making the calls, you demonstrate that you are in need of a sale and that a pushy sales process will probably take place. As a result, the prospect has very high sales resistance before you even get there. It's triggered instantly by you communicating that you need a sale by making a cold call. So you show up for this appointment and the prospect has high sales resistance or throwing out token objections. They may even be frivolous because that's what people do as a natural defense to salespeople. So there's more conflict. The appointment concludes. The prospect says, call me next week so we can meet again to go over the proposal because I don't know what my schedule looks like yet. What do salespeople do? Instead of respecting those wishes, they do what they're taught to do, and that is to push for the next appointment right away. So again, you've got more conflict, and it goes on and on. You know, at the second appointment, the prospect has high sales resistance again because they know that not only will a presentation take place, but that the salesperson will try to close the sale, usually with something sleazy like the Ben Franklin close or the alternate close. So there's conflict all the way through. It's not a good situation to be in. Let's look at the opposite. Let's look at cooperation. Say you as a salesperson are using my systems of self-marketing so that people are calling you. When a prospect calls you and they say, I understand that you have something that we may need, and you happily agree to that appointment, you've got cooperation. You go out to meet with that prospect. The prospect is excited to have you there because, again, they have a need that you can fulfill. So you're there for the same reason and you're there in agreement. Again, there's more cooperation. You come back with a proposal. The prospect is excited to see that because, again, you are fulfilling a need that they have. More cooperation. They happily agree to buy because you are profit justifying your solutions. You're using the methods I teach to show them why it's right for them and why they need it. They happily buy. It's cooperation all the way through, and then you get plenty of referrals from that new customer because you cooperated with them. You avoided conflict, and instead you went with cooperation through the entire sales process. The point here is that whether you are going with conflict or cooperation will determine the outcome almost every time. You've got to cooperate with prospects. You've got to look at every action you take throughout your entire sales process and ask yourself, is each one of these steps conflict or is it cooperation? Because that will determine whether or not you succeed. To learn more, please go to my site, nevercoldcall.com, where you can download the first 10 chapters of my home study course right now, absolutely free. Thank you.